The dad.
Rock and roll!
A long time ago, in a galaxy far, far away.
Feel, don't think.
Fear is my ally.
The Force will be with you.
We are encouraged to love. Be mindful of your thoughts.
I will not betray the Republic.
Hey, your worship, I'm only trying to help.
Scruffy-looking nerf herder.
I'm not afraid.
You must unlearn what you have learned.
So, the great and mighty Sparrow answered questions on Cameron's Patreon, and it was very interesting. He answered mine, and I was really appreciative of it. I want to say thank you, Sparrow. You've been let's put it this way, a beacon of light in the storm. And it's been really stormy out here in the fandom. You know, I don't look at Star Wars as being dead. I look at it as a ship that needs to be righted. And after reading your answers, I think that John and Dave know what they're doing, know what they have to do to fix it. So the question I asked is there a feeling that they're moving away from the ST? And he said, the sequel trilogy is a black hole of suck, and they're not gonna, and that to me was subtext for the sequel trilogy is dead and will never rise again. And that's fine by me. Hence why you don't see Daisy Ridley making her Rey movie and all this other garbage that we get constantly hit with. The other question was addressing the blue pills. And very honest, I'm really appreciative of that. Sparrow basically said that John and Dave know where Star Wars is right now. They don't have carte blanche right now to make any movie they want. As you guys remember, Sean Levy and John had to go to get other investors for the Starfighter movie. And, you know, they're going to go with what earns money right now. He also said to other people, you're going to see the big three, Han, Luke, and Leia, used in very limited but very powerful terms when they're needed, which is why I think at the end of Skeleton Crew, when you saw that blockade runner coming in, and it looked like obviously somebody important on it. That person, we didn't get to see that person, and I'm convinced it was Leia. But anyway, the stuff that he said about Kennedy was hilarious. First off, he said she absolutely clueless, doesn't know anything about sci-fi at all. She's in it to make big money. She's in it to make money. In it to make big money, set pieces that look pretty. And okay, Kathy, that's fine. But the most important thing about Star Wars is the story. And if you don't have a story, you're not going to have a movie. People will get upset. And basically, Sparrow said that he didn't think she read scripts either, that she gave them to somebody else. Okay. She didn't read The Force Awakens, the final script, which I would set fire to. She gave The Last Jedi an okay on the first draft. You don't do that. She gave it to the people below her to read, and they okayed it, and she went along with it. We know she never watched dailies. You know she never bothered to put herself in the place of actually running the company. Sparrow out now says Kennedy's lazy. she wants to be Marsha Lucas, and she lacks the work ethic. She doesn't know, like I said, she doesn't know anything about science fiction. She's had other people read and do the scripts while she's, I don't know, doing what. And he used a quote from Agent Coulson, "She lacks conviction." And that's not like Anakin telling that to Ahsoka in the TV show Ahsoka. And that's, she's supposed to be running Lucasfilm, and it's like, what? And to me, it's too bad. To me, the fact that she thinks that she's done so much, I think, in film in general, and yet we have this happening. But again, from what Sparrow said, there's no more sequel trilogy to worry about. They're not touching it. I don't know what they're going to do with the timeline, but let's talk about that in the second part of this, because it's something that really hit me with what he said. It's all about subtext, right? Just got to look at the subtext. So, meet you on the other side.
Argle, gargle, google, goo.
What?
Now you know how it feels. What are you talking about?
My head hurts.
That's your brain trying to comprehend its own stupidity.
So, like I said, they're moving away from the sequel trilogy, and John and Dave understand fan anger, right? And this is a team building and rebuilding era for Lucasfilm, and it's going to be winners and losers. Okay, so we've got that going on. I talked about legacy characters being used sparingly for bigger impact because, and I agree somewhat here, perhaps we will get shows that concentrate on Han, Luke, and Leia in the future, maybe animated, which would be fine by me. In live action, they will be used as fine wine. And like I said, that's really what's happening here is that they're shutting off the ST, moving away from it, sealing it off, in my opinion, and because it doesn't work. And he's basically acknowledged that he read George's script treatments, and they were 20 billion times better than anything Kathy had and wanted, or what Disney wanted, to be honest. And here we are, 10 years later, with this conundrum that it's not just Disney, it's Disney allowing her not to do her job, because she didn't. Okay. Kathleen Kennedy did not do her job. She's lazy. Okay. And the story group didn't have pressure put on them enough to do the right thing by Luke, Han, and Leia, by the stories themselves. And to me, I think it's almost like they didn't have any wherewithal to do it anyway. They were very happy hurting the stories. I mean, if you look at Pablo Hidalgo and some of the other people in the story group, they hated the Holy Trinity of heroes. For whatever reason, either, Luke and Han, white man bad, Leia, poor put upon, whatever, in their misguided feminist bullshit. But the pressure never showed up because the story group, in my opinion, was put into a bubble that they made themselves. They would go online, mock the fans, and then go back and keep doing what they were doing, thinking that somehow they'd won something. And again, he was asked, what was it like working under the Kennedy regime, and did anybody speak out? And he said, it was like living in Soviet Russia. You kept your mouth shut, head down, because Kennedy would fire you on the spot. Okay, exactly what I thought it was. Exactly why when Favreau said, it's like living, it's the Eye of Sauron, this is what he meant, okay? So guys, it looks to me like the sequel trilogy is being put in its own timeline, locked away, never to be touched again, while John and Dave work on Grogu and Mando. And all right, so switching topics for a minute, just because I saw this and I wanted to give you guys a heads up. Disney put this out there, and I don't know how my friend got it, but they're having Han and Luke at the parks for limited time next year, and they're looking for actors to play the roles. Here's what they're looking for. So moving away from the sequel trilogy is what's going on literally right now, if you look at what's happening. So this is a big deal, you guys. And from what I gathered from what Sparrow has said, the sequel trilogy is dead. And, if people like it, do fan film. Write fan fiction to your heart's content. Show us how creative you are. That's my opinion. Anyway, this has been a great day. My house is decorated. As soon as I get it all straightened out, I will do a walkthrough. You guys will love it, as usual. And I'll see you guys around the galaxy. And I might go live tonight. I don't know. Maybe we can all share a glass of vino later. Talk at you later. And share, like, and subscribe.